The silent brain killer after 60. You might not feel it happening, but after 60, your brain is shrinking faster than you think. Ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Struggled to remember a name you've known for years? Felt like your thoughts aren't as sharp as they used to be? That's not just aging, it's your brain changing. Here's the scary part. Most people speed up this process without even realizing it. Every single day, small habits either protect your brain or destroy it faster. And the worst part? You won't notice the damage until it's too late. But here's the good news, you can stop it. In this video, we're revealing 5 daily habits that are secretly making your brain shrink faster. Ignore them, and your memory, focus, and mental sharpness will fade sooner than they should. Fix them, and you could stay sharp, focused, and independent well into your 80s and beyond. What are these 5 habits? And are you guilty of any of them? Let's find out, starting with the first one, which 90% of people over 60 completely overlook. What's happening to your brain after 60? Most people think aging just makes you a little forgetful. That's a myth. By the time you turn 60, your brain starts losing its size every single year. Scientists have found that certain areas of the brain, like the hippocampus, which controls memory, can shrink by up to 1% per year after midlife. What does that mean for you? Memory slips become more frequent. Processing information takes longer. Decision-making feels harder than before. Your risk of dementia skyrockets. The worst part? Most of this damage is caused by daily habits that people don't even think about. And once it starts, it doesn't stop, unless you do something about it. So, what's the first habit that could be secretly making your brain shrink right now? Let's dive in. Habit number 1. The one thing you eat every day that's shrinking your brain. Think about what you had for breakfast this morning. Toast? Cereal? A bagel? Maybe a cup of coffee with sugar? Sounds normal, right? But what if I told you that one of these everyday foods is secretly shrinking your brain? Here's the truth, your brain lives off what you feed it. And if you're eating the wrong things, you're literally starving your brain cells, making them weaker, slower, and more likely to die off. So, what's the worst culprit? Highly processed foods and added sugars. Every time you eat white bread, sugary cereals, fast food, or sodas, your blood sugar spikes. Over time, this leads to inflammation in the brain, damaging neurons and making it harder to remember things. Even worse? A diet high in processed foods has been linked to a 40% higher risk of Alzheimer's. But here's the good news, you can reverse the damage. The fix? Swap white bread for whole grains. They feed your brain with steady energy. Eat brain-boosting fats like avocados, nuts, and olive oil. They protect your memory. Cut back on sugar. Your brain will thank you within weeks. Making just one of these changes can slow down brain shrinkage and keep your mind sharp. But diet isn't the only thing messing with your brain. In fact, most people are guilty of habit number 2, and it's even worse than what you eat. Let's talk about it. Habit number 2, the silent killer that's destroying your brain faster than aging. Most people think staying still is harmless. But here's something shocking. If you sit too much, your brain shrinks faster. Studies show that people over 60 who are inactive have smaller brains than those who stay active. Sitting for long periods slows down blood flow to your brain, starving it of oxygen and nutrients. The result? Brain fog. You feel sluggish and forgetful. Weaker memory. You struggle to recall simple things. Higher risk of dementia. Your brain starts shutting down. If you spend hours sitting on the couch, in front of the TV, or just avoiding movement, your brain is literally shrinking every day. The fix? Walk for 30 minutes a day. Even a slow walk helps boost brain function. Stand up every 30 minutes. If you sit too long, take a quick stretch break. Try light exercises like yoga or dancing. They protect your brain from shrinking. Even small movements can wake up your brain, keep your memory sharp, and slow down aging. But what if I told you there's one daily habit that's even more dangerous than sitting too much? Habit number 3 is something most people ignore until it's too late. Habit number 3, the one thing you're not doing that's destroying your memory. Think about the last time you learned something new. Was it last week? Last month? Or has it been years? Here's a scary fact. If you stop challenging your brain, it starts to shut down. The brain is like a muscle, use it or lose it. And after 60, if you're not actively learning, problem solving, or thinking critically, your brain cells start dying faster. Sounds extreme? Science proves it. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that people who don't engage in mentally stimulating activities have a 30% higher risk of dementia. That's because when you stop challenging your brain, it weakens, just like an unused muscle. And here's the worst part. Watching TV doesn't count as mental stimulation. Binge-watching shows for hours actually makes your brain age faster because it's a passive activity. Your brain isn't thinking, solving problems, or making new connections. So, what can you do instead? The fix. Read daily. Even 10 minutes of reading strengthens brain connections. Learn something new. A new language, a musical instrument, or even puzzles can help. Do brain games, Sudoku, crosswords, chess. These keep your brain sharp. Challenge yourself. Take up a hobby, write, or try anything that forces your brain to think. It doesn't take much. Just a few minutes a day of active learning can keep your brain strong, sharp, and resistant to shrinkage. But here's the real problem. Even if you eat right, move more, and challenge your brain, there's one silent habit that could still destroy everything. Habit number 4 is something most people ignore, until it's too late. Habit number 4. The hidden brain killer that strikes while you sleep. Let's talk about something you do every single night, but probably don't do well enough. Sleep. Most people think that as long as they get some sleep, they are fine. But what if I told you that poor sleep can shrink your brain just as fast as a bad diet? Here's why. Your brain cleans itself while you sleep. When you sleep deeply, your brain flushes out toxins, repairs damaged cells, and stores memories. But if you don't get enough deep sleep, toxins build up, damaging your brain from the inside. A study from the University of Rochester found that poor sleep is directly linked to a faster decline in memory and a higher risk of Alzheimer's. Think about it. Ever woken up feeling foggy and forgetful? Do you struggle to focus after a bad night's sleep? Do you feel like your brain isn't as quick as it used to be? That's not just tiredness, it's brain damage happening in real time. The fix. Stick to a sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily. Avoid screens before bed. Blue light tricks your brain into staying awake. Cut down on caffeine and alcohol at night. Both ruin deep sleep. Make your bedroom sleep-friendly, cool, dark, and quiet helps your brain recharge. If you fix your sleep, you'll wake up sharper, your memory will improve, and your brain will stay healthier for years. But what if I told you the final habit on this list is the most dangerous of them all? Habit number 5 doesn't just shrink your brain, it increases your risk of dying earlier. Let's talk about it. Habit number 5. The one thing that ages your brain faster than anything else. Imagine this. You're eating healthy, staying active, learning new things, and getting good sleep. But somehow, your brain still feels foggy, slow, and unfocused. What if I told you that stress and loneliness could erase all your progress? Most people think of stress as something temporary, something that comes and goes. But after 60, chronic stress and social isolation can physically shrink your brain. The science behind it. Studies show that long-term stress increases cortisol, a hormone that destroys brain cells and weakens memory. Even worse? Loneliness is just as dangerous. Research from the University of Chicago found that social isolation speeds up brain aging by up to 20%. Ever heard of the saying, use it or lose it? That applies to your brain too. If you stop socializing, engaging, and feeling connected, your brain starts shutting down. Think about it. Have you stopped spending time with friends? Do you go days without meaningful conversations? Do you feel isolated, even when surrounded by people? If so, your brain could be shrinking faster than you think. The fix? Stay connected, call friends, visit family, or join social groups. Do things that bring you joy, hobbies, volunteering, or even simple activities like gardening. Laugh more. Studies show that laughter improves memory and cognitive function. Meditate or practice deep breathing. It lowers stress and protects your brain. Fixing this one habit can add years to your life, keep your brain sharp, and make you feel happier every day. The final takeaway: is it too late to save your brain? If you've ignored these 5 habits for years, you might be wondering, is it too late to fix my brain? The answer is no. Your brain is always changing. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your brain can still grow new connections, repair damage, and even reverse years of decline if you make the right changes now. Here's what you need to do next. Eat brain-friendly foods, cut out sugar and processed junk. Move more, even short walks protect your memory. Challenge your brain, read, learn, and stay mentally active. Fix your sleep. Deep sleep heals your brain. Stay connected, socialize, laugh, and reduce stress. Start with one small change today. Your future self will thank you. Because here's the truth: you don't have to lose your memory. You don't have to feel slow. And you don't have to watch your brain shrink year after year. You have the power to protect it, starting now.